If you like our videos, consider checking out our Patreon.
Hey everybody, Gunner and Bert here. We're here with another one of the worst movies on YouTube. Called a Koontz edition.
The Cult of Koontz.
It's Koontz Tube.
Fuck you, dude. Last fucking month, I said we are taking a month off from fucking Koontz, and you threw a fucking hissy fit until we fucking ended up doing Koontz this month. Fuck you.
I can't quit him.
But I did kind of enjoy this one. It is a cold case file.
Yes.
There are multiple cold case file movies on his YouTube thing we
Multiple.
might actually get to, but...
They're probably all these.
Yeah.
Don't stress
might
out
be.
about it. Yeah. Once you see one Ron Koontz movie, you've seen them all.
Well, this one didn't have too much recycled footage in it.
No, but there
Which was nice. It
toward
was
the end,
really
there
nice.
was a lot.
Yes. Well, it kind of, more recycled as the movie went on.
Right.
But anyway, it jumps right the fuck in all loud as fuck with a VFW dance.
I know.
And normally Koontz movies are so fucking quiet. I had this one all turned off, but it was like... And then we get the same Ron Koontz style credits over top of that.
You know, Atari Vision.
So then we cut to Apple Pie Chicken Dumpling hanging out.
My favorite.
When Ron walks in and they just start fucking talking amazing.
Well, hello.
Oh, I finally see that you got here, Mr. Williams.
Well, I followed your instructions.
Well, that's good. Do you know anything about where he went?
No, that's what I want to talk to you about, but really, we don't need to talk here. I mean, what we got to say, it just don't need to be heard.
Right. We need to go somewhere where we're secret.
They got a good band here tonight, I think.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. It just don't seem right without the one that's got gone here lately that ain't with us.
Dude, the looks on, Apple Pie's face every time Koontz talks. He's like, what? Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
And then we cut back to the band. I'm giving you fair warning now, a lot of this movie is Ron going to talk to Apple Pie. Mostly Apple Pie. Supposed to be inside this VFW.
Right.
But he's not there. But then it cuts back to the band and they cut something else and then to the band and then something else. Band.
And what they do, and which is through pretty much all his movies is, they talk so much. It confuses the shit out of you, but they never say names or...
Oh, they do! He says
Simmons,
Williams a million fucking times.
He does toward the end. I didn't hear him say shit in the beginning.
So we cut to Ron in his Trans Am, which he's not in.
Cobalt once in a while.
Yeah, because when he's inside the car, he's in his goddamn Cobalt.
Or Neon.
Neon, yes.
His Dodge Neon. So, it's at one point he was driving his Neon, but then it cut and it was driving the Trans Am. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
And then he ends up at Apple Pie Chicken Dumpling's house. This beat up fucking trailer with a dog, right? Because Ron comes over to talk, and all the dog does is just keep fucking with him
That
the whole
dog
fucking
jumps on
time.
him every 5 seconds.
Well, has it been turned over to the cold case files?
Yeah, it sure has. Nah, I don't know what to do about it.
Well, I just want to let you know that I finished my school as a private investigator.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm doing this on my own. I won't find it.
Yeah, right. Well, I ain't got the money to pay you those $500-something to find it.
Well, just like I'm saying, Will was a good friend of both of us.
Right. Yeah.
We'll work together.
Right. Okay.
And don't worry about the money, because I'm doing this on my own.
Oh, okay. All righty.
Well, it looks like your buddy calmed down.
Oh,
now.
yeah, finally, he did.
Well, look, I'll check back with you.
All right, sir. Okie dokie.
It didn't matter, just like every other scene where you're like listening to him ramble on about whatever. He shows up and he goes, and Apple goes, and then all of a sudden he goes, well, I'll check back with you, and walks away, and you're like, what? And every time he walks away, I love how confused everyone looks. Like the scene should have went on longer, or they don't even know why he stopped. But
anyway,
well, you just me and my dog, and I never changed my outfit. But not obviously I have no showers.
But Ron hasn't changed his outfit in these scenes with fucking Apple Pie.
Right.
Because when he's with other people, he has different clothes on. But when he's with fucking Apple Pie, he always has
different movies.
Yeah.
That's not even this movie.
Well, some of
started
it's
out this movie and then went to a different movie.
Some of it is from this movie, and he has different clothes on. But I just figure that they filmed everything with Apple Pie in the same day.
Oh, but probably, yes. But
So anyway,
it's supposed to be different days.
We cut to the fucking sheriff's office.
Right.
VFW.
Slash.
Because it says sheriff's
nursing
office,
home.
but it's fucking huge. And there are a whole bunch of people just hanging the fuck out.
Right.
What the fuck?
In the dark. And, like, you see people, like, it goes off, and then you see Dick Cheney. Well, you have Dick Cheney. You have, I can't remember who the other person was. But then, like, you see some chairs and people are sitting, but it's like there's no lights on.
Why is that weirdo filming me?
I know. I love one point focus on that one guy, and he was just like.
So then we cut to fucking Donnie.
That's Ron. He likes to film his movies.
So we cut to Ron and Donnie Chester talking about said killings.
What we're dealing with here is street people, hobos, bums, deadbeat dads, drifters. People have a history of moving around. There's no way to keep track of them, and if there's anybody that's sick here, it's you.
Lieutenant, I understand that you handled the Will Simmons case. And you dismissed it because there's no evidence of foul play. And he was a traveler. But it's been 5 years now, and nothing's been heard from him. Now what I'm saying, do you feel somebody could have possibly killed him? Maybe more than one.
And we're like, what? Killing?
Well, dude, the hardest part about fucking goddamn Ron Koontz movies is they talk so slow and hypnotic that by the time they're done with their fucking second sentence, you forgot what the fucking first sentence was about.
Then they put in a nice little VFW slow-ass music dance, you know what I mean, where they all just walk in a circle like white people. We have no rhythm, so they just walk in a circle.
That dance is way later on, so I'm not even putting it up there yet.
Seriously, you know what I mean? They just gave up at that point. They're like, well, we can't really dance, so let's just walk in a circle.
So we cut to fucking Ron talking apple pie chicken dumpling, but now they're switched sides and the dog's attacking and basically hopping up on apple pie chicken dumpling, and it's fucking
back,
great.
Like, humping his back the whole time.
When he goes off, usually he lets us know.
Well, what about the last time when he left?
He didn't say nothing, but he always come back, you know.
Well, I mean, that's strange to me. Now, I knew him from the military, and he liked to travel a lot.
Right.
But he always would say, I'd like to meet you people, and I'll be on my way now.
Right. Maybe that's what he's done. He's went off somewhere and, you know, didn't want nobody to know where he went.
He's like, well, I wish I could change this shirt and this hoodie because I'm really starting to be a little rank here.
Well, what do you think's gonna happen? Apple pie and chicken dumpling and Ron just got done finishing. What do you think's gonna happen?
I imagine a nice little slow walk dance.
Well, it's gonna cut to the VFW where they're fucking dancing again.
And the music, and dude, like, if there was ever fast music in that place, they'd all have strokes because, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like, boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, and you're like, ugh.
And then it cuts to the back room of this VFW, which ain't in the same fucking building,
Hey, we've
to
been-
apple
you've been in
pie
places like that.
and chicken dumpling talking about Nam.
I served with Will in Vietnam. I was a sergeant. He was a soldier in my platoon, and we just didn't get along. He just didn't like where I ran things, but
Well, he growed up in an orphanage home, and he, didn't have no family.
Well, that could explain like him traveling a lot, and possibly in the difference in our behavior.
Yeah.
You've been in a place like that where it had like the slow music, blah, and you just wanted to like.
Yeah, pretty fucking.
No wonder the suicide rate's so high everywhere.
So now, since they're done talking, we cut back to another fucking dance scene where Ron's dancing with an old lady. Old lady. And then, okay.
I thought he said before he got up, he was like, well, I feel like busting the move with that hottie. And he got up and he does that thing where he's like pushes out his front butt and then he kind of skirts off, and then leaves whoever's sitting there looking confused.
Yeah.
Look confused. No, you gotta do like the apple pie confused. Move your lips like you're trying to figure out what lines you're gonna come up with. Oh god, it was killer. I love watching him.
Okay, now this is fucking strange, right? So it cuts to these shots of like a TV or like a screen. And then it's at the sheriff's office. Are people watching that at the sheriff's office? But the music is the sheriff's
VFW nursing home.
Fuck, dude, I have no fucking clue.
That's right, because you have no clue throughout this whole film. You don't know. Like, you're like, they just pop up, location, location, location. They don't explain where they are, what they're doing.
Well,
they just pop up, and then all of a sudden, Dick Cheney.
Well, yes, actually, speaking of, Dick and Ron talk about investigation.
What else can you tell me?
Go question these people. See what their reactions are. Just use your gut feeling. Go back a week later. Ask the same questions. See if they jive with the questions that you asked before. If they don't, then you're on to something.
I'm not.
And then you got Wheezy in there sometimes.
Not yet.
Suspects grab his wiener.
Not yet. So of course, Ron's done talking to somebody. VFW dance. And then we cut from that to Ron and Apple Pie talking about money and retirement and stuff.
Well, I see that this detective work you kind of doing on your own.
Well, what it all amounts to, I'm still drawing retirement. I got a check coming in once a month. And even though I'm not getting money for this individual case, I just feel if I get a job and I'm allowed to work so much. I'm not allowed to make but so much money, but what I'm saying is that I feel I can actually save money. So even though I'm not getting paid for this, if I can get a job, it helps me meet more people. Yeah, it's a good way to spend retirement.
Yeah. Maybe take a trip, see other people. Maybe you can run up on somebody that knows Jim, and maybe could talk to him about it and see where maybe he's went to and been. Maybe spend some time.
Well, you're right about that.
And still you're like, I don't know what's happening. I'm very confused.
And then we cut to fucking Donnie Chester saying nothing to Ron.
No, like he was just being a dick about it. He was just like, like, damn it, say something. Don't be like that, Donnie. All we've been through.
All I'm saying is, Lieutenant, the man's been missing for 5 years. I mean, 5 years. Now what I'm saying is, a lot of times, make believe. Sometimes fantasy ideas. Sometimes they're just as realistic as things that happen.
And then we cut to fucking Ron and Apple Pie again. talking about Kmart Dick Cheney being a criminal investigation teacher. I fucking think.
Well, there's Sheriff Winslow over there. He does the schooling every now and then, and does directing traffic and criminal justice.
I hear he runs a good school. He wants the citizens to get involved, but he don't want vigilante justice. And I hear that he shows footage, you know, of how law enforcement should be enforced.
Yeah, he shows a picture in his school, in his classrooms every now and then about criminal justice, and people that's in his classroom kind of like to watch it, you know, kind of take a hold of what he does.
Because then it cuts to Dick and Ron talking.
Right, and you're like, dude, it's.
Well, the way that I'm going at it right now is I'm just going to work undercover as an investigator. Let everybody think that I came to visit a friend. Try to pick up loose talk. That's step one. If it don't work, then I might present myself as an investigator and hoping it might pressure some information out of somebody.
I can't. I don't know what to say anymore.
So we cut to a very enthusiastic Ron for a change talking apple pie.
You know, I think it's a good thing what Sheriff Winslow is doing. I mean, what I'm saying is he's organizing sheriff's posse or sheriff's patrol, but he wants it in an organized way.
He just don't want vigilante justice.
I think that's good.
Well, at least he can go do things his own way.
I agree.
And he goes out and he arrests some people that ain't in the wrong, but still yet he finds something out that he needs to find out.
I said.
Maybe he did a quick bump real quick. You know, he was like, ah, boo, wow. You know.
And then we cut from that to Ron interrogating a wig and a balloon. A balloon and a wig.
A balloon and a wig. There you go.
Look, buddy, all I'm telling you is some things just don't add up. What I'm saying, I just don't think you're leveling with me. I think that you know a whole lot more than what you're saying.
Was that supposed to be apple pie? I don't fucking know. But anyway, he gets up and thrusts his fucking front pouch in front of people.
And then we cut to Ron and Dick some more.
You know, a lot of these people lie. They've been doing it all their life, and they're good at it. They actually believe what they're saying. So what you need to do is check out their character first.
And then the greatest line in this fucking movie is Ron saying, "That's good advice."
It's good advice.
Oh my
Because it's that fucking
I
shot
love
where
it.
Dick Cheney's sitting in his chair and he's holding it up.
Right, it's like, what
That's
is he
good
sitting,
advice.
like, is he like this in his
Yeah.
face? Like, that's good advice. You're like, you can back up a little bit.
So we cut to Ron and Apple Pie Chicken Dumpling talking about the killer, I think, Will, whatever the fuck his name is, Samson,
Salmon swimming.
well, whatever, talking about his hangouts.
Well, I knew Will personally. I know his hangouts, I know his behavior. I know the type of people that he likes to hang around. And I just feel, even though law enforcement hasn't got to the bottom of it, I feel that I can.
Well, kind of seems that you've been doing a pretty good job so far.
He's like, well, if you just tell me what his hangouts are, and I'm like,
So,
why would he know?
so I guess Ron goes to a hangout because Ron's in his fucking Trans Am again.
Trans Am
right?
/ Neon.
And he stops where he runs into Earth 2 fucking apple pie, which we've seen this before, but he fucking...
Earth 2
This is fucking great. I love it every time.
You know, the information you gave me on Will Simmons last week didn't match up with the information you gave me before. Now, what are you going to give me this time?
I'll give you this.
Didn't Apple Pie... Okay, Apple Pie said something to him at the VFW, right? And he was like, well, that's a good idea. And he got inside his Dodge Neon / Zam.
Yeah.
His Neon Zam.
What we just talked about, and then he went and punched out Earth 2 apple
He
pie.
just drives down the road, gets out, and goes, baby.
And then it cuts to Ron talking to Earth 1 apple pie.
I love how fast the dog ran over to him. Like, God damn, you got knocked the fuck out.
You know, I found out that they're going to have the Christmas party down at the law enforcement school, and it's open to the public. I believe I'll go. I might find out something.
Well, I might go with you. 4 ears is better than 2.
Sounds good to me.
And then we cut to the Christmas party.
Coming and no one going home. Hitting bells, ringing your walk in the street. When it's snowing, I'll be going back to my country home.
I love it.
Everyone's cut to. Yeah.
Because that's exactly how
This
every
movie
scene
is, yes.
Cut to, and yeah.
Okay, and then it
Random
cuts...
river scene.
Well, it cuts to Ron interviewing people, which I don't think is supposed to be in this movie. It's just like some behind-the-scenes type stuff.
Yeah, he just throws in whatever and expects you to, like, hopes that you figure it out by the end.
Well, he gets around like a man a lot younger. He must have longevity period. Maybe that's what it is.
What's that Snickers? What's them Snickers doing in here, boy?
And then we cut to the band, you know, that old man, super
Oh,
slow
shit.
band that has a scared looking chick in it. Well, they're doing a Christmas song. Yay.
All that you need, no miracles happen, no angels appear, but I swear three men were standing there.
The slowest Christmas song you've ever.
And I do love that they have a lit up fucking cactus, you know, on the stage, and
Right.
dude has got a Christmas hat on top of his stand-up bass and stuff.
Right, they all look so happy. I mean, they all look like they're ready to take the bridge.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy because we're cutting to Ron at a Renaissance festival's castle.
Oh, shit,
Worse
yes.
than a Renaissance
Dude,
fair's
Ron Koontz
castle.
goes to Eureka's castle and fights Eureka.
And then he fucking kicks Earth 3 apple pie chicken dumpling right in the nuts.
He does.
I've been looking for you. I've been trying to find out more about Will Simmons.
Well, I think you just need to quit asking questions. You need to get out of here.
Okay.
Right. Hooded apple pie comes down. He's like, I don't know why I gotta play all the bad guy characters. And Ron's like, don't worry, we'll get to me in the end. You know what I mean? And like, fuck, just kicks him in the nuts. But he can knock people out by nut shots. Knock them out. I mean, you get in the nuts, you're all you're like, you know, you're not just gonna go. Bleh.
And then we cut to Kmart Dick Cheney telling Ron he's not doing good enough.
You know, I think you could be doing a better job. The way I see it, you're just giving up.
He just kicked Earth 3 apple pie chicken dumpling right in the nuts and knocked him out.
He's like, well, you need to do a better job. I'm like, what are you talking about? He just thunder kicked somebody's balls off.
And then we cut to Ron talking to somebody off camera.
Mr. Mahalan, I do not want any more trouble with you. You're not a suspect. If you just answer some questions for me, it could really help.
And then he fights this person. In this weird fucking jump cutty fucking way.
You slow this video down, like so
It's already slow.
I know, but slow it down more so
okay.
people can see the
The
perfect,
the choreographed fight
perfect
scene.
choreographed fight scene. This is right out of a Jackie Chan film, right here.
And then we cut
I'd
to...
watch that over Jackie Chan, Benny the Jet any day.
And then we cut to Dick and Ron again.
You know, when you go around asking a lot of questions, that's a risk you take. You know, when you ride a horse, you get a chance of falling to the ground. When you ask a lot of questions around different people, you take a risk of being knocked to the ground. That's just a chance you take. Well, you know, that's the chance you take. You could get knocked to the ground. You could get hurt bad. But just be careful.
And then we cut to Ron cleaning a stable. Why?
Because that's probably
fuck
his real job. We don't know.
And then we cut to Ron and Donnie Chester in the laundry room. In that same shot that Vernon and him were in like Prime Suspect, you know,
Right.
whatever. Yeah, that's great. I love that they're honestly in the laundry room.
What was with the creepy shot of the horse at first? Like first you get this horse, and then you get somebody, whoever's behind the camera is breathing all like Michael Myers like. You know, the horse is like, you alright, dude?
So we cut to Ron and Apple Pie talking about clothing, how Ron needs to get some clothing and maybe they will think he's Will here.
If we just find something that he wore, something to match up, maybe I could wear them and, well, I could get some response. People could think that he gave them to me, they were hand-me-downs, or somebody might even mistake me for him, and it could bring out some response, and that'd give me a lead to go on.
Well, we could go down to the clothing store and maybe pick out something like he would wear and let you have that. Maybe get some response to that if it's the same thing that he wore when he left.
Well, obviously, later on, we'll figure out why people confuse him.
Why you would, like, yeah, you're like, oh, so, well, I mean, that spoilers. There you go.
Yeah, Ron plays the
Ron's the
Bill.
bad guy.
Yeah. But anyway, we cut to Ron and Weezy at a flea market.
Looks like we're going to have to check out some of these, in fact, all of these flea markets in this area. We're going to need some more information, and I think we might be able to get it in these markets around here. Yes, I think so.
Okay, and I'll check out the parks too.
It wouldn't hurt to check out some of these amusement parks, small places where a lot of kids would be around. That'd be another good place that we should check out.
Why? I don't fucking know, but Ron's just like walking down the aisle towards us with his Tracker Ron fucking headband on, the whole fucking deal.
Right, pants hiked up, pooch out.
And then guess what? It's been a while, so we cut to a VFW dance.
I love when you just cut to him like for whatever reason he's sitting there hanging out with some dude talking about model trains, and you're like, what?
We didn't get that far yet because we cut to Ron and apple pie chicken top. So, fuck.
Stovetop stuffing.
So we cut to Ron and apple pie stovetop stuffing, talking about how Will might be still alive.
Look, I think that Will is still alive.
You reckon if he's still alive, that he might have took a trip, went somewhere else, or wore the same clothes when he left?
Well, I don't know, but say I wore some clothes that matched up to what he had. And one of the places that I went to, one of his hangouts, there's one person mistook me for him.
Okay.
And you're like, who's Will? Oh, are we gonna see him?
And then we cut to this great shot of Ron's front butt sticking out so fucking far. It's like he has his belt cinched so fucking tight that it's fucking just like...
It's strangling his shit. It looks like he stuck a sock down his shit.
Okay, so now we cut to fucking apple pie chicken dumpling outside with the dog again, but this time they leashed him up tighter. But they actually talk about it.
I see you got that dog on a short chain today.
Yeah, he's been kind of bothering people today. Had to put him on a little bit shorter chain.
You must come.
While the dog chokes himself the fuck out.
You know, the whole time. And you're like, Jesus Christ, somebody pet that thing. So it doesn't.
I know, what's love? It's like, please pay attention to me.
Please stop just tying me to a tree while you go into your trailer and spank.
And I think I might have fucked up earlier. Did I say it was Ron and Wheezy or Ron and Apple Pie Chicken Dumpling that were at the flea market? Because I'm pretty sure it was Ron and Wheezy.
Was it? Because Wheezy just appeared out of nowhere.
Well, whatever. Wheezy here and Ron are talking about foul play.
You know, if there is foul play, if it's someone within law enforcement, they would be on top of the game.
That we don't need. If they knew that we were onto them, by now they would be going in another direction. Something we don't need.
Well, that might be what the problem is now. They might just be going in another direction.
And then we cut to Wheezy interrogating guy from last month's movie. We basically puts his hand on his dick.
He's like, he grabs it out, he pulls with his dick, and he's like, we need to talk about this. What's happening right now? With your fingers on my balls.
Okay, and this is where we cut to the scene of Ron outside talking to some fucking model train dealer or something. We can't hear anything that they're saying. It's just mumble, mumble, mumble. But why is this in this fucking movie? What does it have anything to do with trains?
Like, what did your investigation lead you to talk to a guy about model trains? You know, he's like, that's pretty good, you know, and I'm like, what's happening?
And then we cut to
I
a
think
scene.
This was on Ron's home videos where he went to a fair where his grandmother probably took him or something, you know, like, you know, special kids get taken to the park by their grandma sometimes. You know what I mean? But anyway, he was there and he's like, I like trains, Grandma. And she was like, oh, that's nice, honey. So when he was making his film, you know, he saw some guy with his train, ride him with his grandma, bring him with his little helmet.
We cut to people fucking boating on a river for no fucking reason whatsoever. None. None whatsoever. Since Apple Pie Chicken Dumpling's basically not in this movie anymore, I guess, we cut to Ron.
They just cut him out completely.
Being hired by Junkyard and this gorgeous lady to work on their farm.
You know, I want to thank you and your husband for hiring me to help you on this farm. I need the work. I don't know where I will make it as a detective or not, but I'm just trying to find a friend.
You'll have to excuse my husband. Ever since we lost our son, he just, well, he just buries himself in his work. More and more each day. Some days I fear that he's really going to overdo it.
Why?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Wasn't he supposed to be looking for a bad guy?
For Will, I guess.
Himself bad guy?
And then we cut to fucking Junkyard and this gorgeous lady talking about how well their farm's doing right now.
I just hope our farm does real good this year as far as the sweet potatoes and the tobacco fields and everything around. It just seems like we're getting plenty of rain now, so maybe everything will work out just fine.
You know, he figured out how to do the whole mirror effect. How comes he never figured out how to do like a split screen? Even if it looked like shit, you can still show you bad guy and you good guy.
Yeah.
You know, both talking in the same way.
That's still way later on. Because we cut to fucking Junkyard and Ron weeding.
Look at the root on that weed. Ain't that thing something?
I tell you right now.
It's unreal.
It is.
And it's going to be that way all the way out through these strawberries.
You'd think someone's growing trees out here instead of weeds.
He was like, you're doing good. I'm cool. I don't have, you know. Why?
I don't know, dude.
Why was he helping them?
I don't know.
Why was he there?
I don't know. Because we cut to Junkyard and this gorgeous lady talking about Ron.
He's really done a good job so far. I just hope he continues to stay with us a while. But when it comes time for him to leave, I reckon we'll just be one of those things. You just have to go. It's kind of sad, but that's the way it goes.
Why was Ron questioning her about her relationship with his husband?
Well, yeah, we do cut to that because we cut to Gorgeous and Ron talking about Junkyard and like how he was a cop and what happened that made him quit being a cop here.
You're not here to investigate my marriage, asshole.
You know, Mrs. Foster, you said they spend a lot of time by yourself, and I know that you're not worried about your husband seeing another woman, but I don't know, it seems like you're screaming lonely for the marriage that you have.
My husband was a good officer, police officer. So one night he was in a drug bust. He hesitated and he didn't want to shoot nobody no more. And his deputy got killed. So after that he was down and out. Now that really got him down, and I told him, I said, you're a good husband, a good neighbor to these people around here. And I finally just got him talked back into just going back to farming. We've got a good farm. It's hard work. But I believe everything's going to work out just fine.
And then Ron tells her about his life, about how he had met the girl of his dream, blah, 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 here.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
I made a career out of the military, and when I retired, I met this woman of my dreams. We got married and we had some happy years together. Then she passed away. So, rather than sit around and feel sorry for myself, I went to detective school. Gave me a chance to meet new people. It gave me a purpose.
That got killed in that drug rape, that was our son. He tried to follow in his father's footprints, and he was a good deputy. But it took my husband a long time, a very long time to ever get over losing him, because he couldn't find himself to pull that trigger that night. He blamed himself.
Your husband is a good man. I think it's good that he can retire as being a lawman, do the things he really enjoys doing, like working on this farm.
We cut right into the kitchen with Gorgeous, Junkyard, and Ron, and nobody's saying anything to anybody.
No, they're just looking at each other like, well, first, I love Junkyard because he looks like he just thought of a joke to himself. He's like, it literally covers his face.
And eventually Ron does say something.
This is a cold case file, and they've got just, they got to deal with the important cases in hand right now. That's why Sheriff Winslow's giving me full cooperation. Sergeant Scott, he's volunteered his time to help me on this case. So is retired Officer Denbo.
In a different room at a different time.
But then it cuts back, and Junkyard and this gorgeous lady have no response whatsoever.
No.
And then we're back in a fucking VFW dance.
Jesus.
It's been so long now since I saw you, since I saw you yesterday. Ain't funny.
A nice little break from the talk.
But then we cut to the back room of the VFW, and Ron and Apple Pie Chicken Dumpling talk about how Will has been found.
Look, I really appreciate your help. I mean, Will's been found.
Where's he been found at?
They got him in Arizona. See what it is? Will owe money. And it's this collecting agency. They came around, and the man that they hired to collect the money, well, he just disappeared. So what it is, I talked with Sheriff Winslow. I knew Will's behavior. He liked riding buses rather than planes, rather than trains. So they traced it down, back at the time that he left. And they just had to take a leave from there. And they found him out in Arizona using this collecting man's name. He's under his identity. So I don't know what the situation is. I don't know where's any foul play. I don't know.
Oh no, he has? Oh, we should let us in on some information.
And then we cut back to the fucking dance, and Mr. Belding nowadays is fucking singing.
Yeah, and he's got that.
And then we cut to Ron. I'm sick and tired of saying cut to.
Cut to.
But we cut to Ron giving exposition to Junkyard. And then we cut to a completely different Ron movie that has the fucking Vernon on mushrooms scene.
Oh my god.
Because Vernon earlier in this movie was Elvis Vernon.
Elvis Vernon.
But now he's old mushroom down Frank Sinatra Vernon. And later on he's back to Elvis fucking Vernon.
He looks so out of it. He's just looking at him like if Ron just turned to him like, are you with me?
Because it cuts from that to Ron telling Donnie Chester, Kmart Dick Cheney, and Elvis Vernon that Will is now after Ron for some fucking reason.
Sergeant Scott, the message I got from Will Simmons is that he wants to kill me. Now, somebody shot at me on the road, and there's been other instances. Maybe it wasn't him, but I think he's wanting to make me sweat, because I'm sure he could hit me if he really wanted to. He just feels that I've got enough evidence to open an investigation that could incriminate him.
It's not important what I think. Look, it's our job to protect the citizens against rape, robbery, murder. We can't shut down the whole force just on account of this case.
I agree. I'm just gambling that he don't assassinate me. I think he's wanting to make me sweat and meet me face to face. I'm sure that he feels that he'll catch me by surprise and hold the upper hand, and he wants me to know that he's going to kill me, that I'm going to die. That's what I think.
Sheriff, don't you think it's been a murder in the community? Now, I know you don't want it to be a murder, but don't you think it is?
He wanted
because he ruined his life in Arizona or something.
He wanted to ruin my life.
And then, this movie time loops to see we've seen before in this movie and before this movie.
Well, we can't shut down the force on kind of this one case.
The one who's like, we can't close down this law enforcement for this case. And then he goes into the bathroom, flushes the toilet, and Vernon laughs.
But then it did it again, and you were like, what, we didn't just see this scene? What, we need a reminder that this happened, or is this like a time loop?
So then we cut to Rod in a blonde wig looking like Wild Bill fucking Hickok.
Yeah. Or Wild
and
Bill,
he's Will,
whatever.
and he's fucking confronting goddamn
Rod.
Well, Mr. Williams, I've been looking for you. It's not really Mr. Williams. It's Sergeant William S. Gray, the man that kicked the prisoners around in Vietnam, the man that kicked me around when I tried to stop it. You blew my cover, Mr. Williams, and you're gonna pay for it. Well, I've been trying to find you. Is it true that you killed that money collector, Will Meadows? And what about that deputy? Evidence points your way, but I want to hear your story.
Forever!
It's run-on-run action.
Forever!
But there's no action.
Well, there is a little bit of action.
There's more action from the dogs in the background than there is going on in these scenes.
I could go with a less refined weapon, but I want something that's going to deal with you.
And then fucking Junkyard appears and shoots him. This is great because the sound effects are with fucking TV 30 yards away. Here.
And I was saying, because like to us, it just looked like Robin's titles just went. We were like, what the fuck was that? You know, but then you listen very closely, you can hear. I'm pretty sure that double barrel would have made a lot louder noise than.
So then we cut to the final VFW dance scene, another Christmas scene. Yes, this is the one with the circle dance. Yes, they're all doing the dance like just walking around in a fucking circle. And then the credits
That's all white people
the credits just come up to this fucking music. Interesting choice of music for the credits, but
yes.
I guess I'm glad.
You don't need that anymore.
I guess I'm glad we did do this one, I guess, because I did enjoy this one a lot.
It was fun in some spots, yes.
Most of the parts, we had fun with it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was long.
It was
an hour and a half for a Koontz movie.
Make sure you have to breathe.
So as of now, yes, next month we'll still do another one. So, yeah, on that note, for Gutter and Bird, there's been another one of the worst movies on YouTube.
KoontzTube.
We will see you next week.
I've been in law enforcement quite a few years, and speaking from the professional point of view, you just don't see cases like this. You must be in Fantasyland or Disney World or in some kind of make-believe world.
Well, I tell you, I really like the band here tonight. And, I really enjoy myself.
Yeah, band sounds pretty good. Sounds got a good sound to it. A lot of people, that may have been here might have known him real good.
When you're questioning these people, watch the expressions on their face. Watch the quiver in their eyes and the jumping of their lips and just their facial expressions all together. You can pretty well determine whether they're telling the truth or not.
If you could just now find out where he's went, and maybe you can kind of bring him back home.
Reason they gave me this badge was, this gold detective's badge was to better the community, but I just don't see how you're going to make it. I know they've offered you room and board and your expenses, but that's not going to be enough.
Well, I've been off this job working with horses, and if we ever get to the bottom of this case, I'll get it full time.